Hey guys, Enzo Flojo here, and this is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast, the only show that brings you the latest scoop on everything basketball here in the Philippines. Whether you're a diehard fan, a casual observer, or just looking for some good old-fashioned hoop talk, you've come to the right place. So whether you're a fan of the PBA, the UAAP, the NCAA, Gilas, or any other league in the Philippines, we've got you covered. And if you're just discovering the exciting world of Philippine basketball, we're here to guide you through every dunk, crossover, three-pointer, and controversial college transfer. So get ready to be entertained, informed, and inspired as we delve into the world of Philippine basketball. This is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. Let's talk some hoops. Hey guys, Enzo Flo here, and this is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. Wasn't able to upload yesterday, so I'll upload today, and I'll do a double episode tomorrow or the day after. We'll see what happens. It's been a busy weekend here at home. But so many things are happening on the basketball front, especially when we're talking about the Southeast Asian Games. So many crazy developments and things happening. Been active on social media, posting left and right. I kind of feel like maybe I've been living rent-free in the heads of some individuals over the past couple of days, but that's fine. I mean, we love basketball. We're so passionate about it, and every time someone has a hot take or a comment, for a lot of people, they need to reply, they need to respond. That's perfectly fine. We love that engagement. We love that discussion. And in this episode, we'll talk about the double silver medal finish that our Gilas 3x3 men and women squads had at the 2023 Southeast Asian Games in Cambodia. Very controversial Southeast Asian Games because of how, the Cambodia LOC or local organizing committee has kind of seemingly gamed the system of eligibility for the games. It's something that should not be surprising because back in January, we knew what the requirements would be. We just didn't know that the hosts would go to this extent, kind of leverage that eligibility element in the SEA Games. But that's what we'll talk about in the next episode. In this episode, we want to focus on the wins. And so far, even if they didn't get the gold medal, we should be proud of our Gilas 3x3 teams, men and women, because they played their hearts out. Both of them finished with silver medals, which is something, I think that's a step up from what happened in last year in Vietnam. So absolutely amazing for both of these teams, and it's gonna, I think, motivate them really, really strongly to bring the gold back in 2 years, when Thailand is the one that hosts the SEA Games in 2025. But there you go. Eligibility issues aside, right now we're all about celebrating the Filipino talent and Filipino representation in the Southeast Asian Games. So allow me to share my screen a little. I'll be reading from some articles and some websites about what our Filipino 3x3 teams actually accomplished really, really well in Cambodia. So first off, the Gilas men's team. So they were grouped in this is the women's team. Let's go to the men's team first. They were in Group A together with Vietnam, Indonesia, and Laos. And they kicked things off with a drubbing of Laos 21-5. They beat Vietnam 21-13. That was a bit of a shaky game, but we beat them. And then, of course, beat Indonesia 21-11. And then they moved on against Thailand in the semifinals. And I think this was a pretty interesting affair because remember last year, I think Thailand won. Thailand's defending champion in both 3x3 tournaments of men and women. And last year, the Philippines finished third in 3x3. So they were facing Thailand in the semifinals, and that was a crazy game because we were down, I think, 9-2. Okay, at one point in the game with Trey Holder playing really well. Sanatip Jakrawan was unstoppable around the paint. But eventually, our guys just really did what they do best, which is to play 3x3 basketball. And of course, 3x3 is so different from 5-on-5. As a 5-on-5 coach, when I look at 3x3, there's just so many different layers that are different. First, the pace is so different. There's absolutely no time to rest. Because if you even take a second off, looking away from your man, looking away from the ball, or just taking a breather in, the potential for your mark to, go on back door, get open, hit the three while you're napping, it's just much, much bigger. And the consequences in 3x3 are much more dire because you're not playing to the end of the clock. You're playing up until 21. So if you're behind early, that means more in 3x3 than it does in 5x5. Because in 5x5, no matter what the lead is of your opponent, as long as there's still, a half left, a quarter left, you still have a bit of a chance, right? Unless, of course, you're down by 40 or 30 or something like that. But in 3x3, it's a little different because if you're way behind early, then it's two things that's happening. You're running out of time and you're running out of runway in terms of points. Because your opponent, if they keep shooting the lights out, then they're gonna get closer to 21. So there's so many layers that are different here. Actually, one of my plans is to get one of our 3x3 coaches on the pod soon to get their thoughts. But again, in this game against Thailand, we were down 9-2. But Eriobo hits threes, Vosotros hits threes, not threes but twos. It was just really, really amazing, and that's one big difference again from 5x5 and 3x3. You hit a shot from beyond the arc in 5x5, it's worth 1.5 times a layup. You hit the same shot in 3x3, it's worth double a layup. So the math is different, as well the spacing is different. You get beaten and you can't recover on 3x3. The consequences are much more dire than 5x5 because you don't have a lot of other guys who can plug that gap and help and recover on defense. So it's just a really, really different atmosphere and style of play. So Philippines came back, thwarted Thailand, but the Cambodians were just too much in the end. Too big, too skilled, I guess maybe even too physical. And our shooting just wasn't the same in that final match. So props to Cambodia. Say what you want about whether we were playing Team Cambodia or Team USA. But, within the rules and confines of this tournament, okay, Cambodia won the gold medal. That's just the reality of the situation. Okay, so there you go. Cambodia, we lost them 20-15. Brandon Peterson, Saeed, Pridget were really, really good in that last game. Ahmed Vosotros, I think, paced our team with 6 points in the final game. Joseph Seduriva, who hit that game-winning 2 in the semifinals, had 4 points. Joseph Eriobo added 1 point. He was pretty much ice cold in that last game. So there, but still a very, very good performance, I would say, for Gilas. From bronze medal last year to silver medal this year. Hopefully, we can continue progressing, and then finally bring back that gold in 2025 when it's hosted in Bangkok. Now, I'm not sure if you guys will actually hear this. I don't think you guys will hear this on the audio. But this particular video from Coach Ronnie Magsanok, where he talks to the team right after the loss, it's really, really good. It's very, very motivational. Worked with Coach Ronnie, the UAAP coverage several years ago, and he says, "Laban tayo hanggang dulo, okay tayo." And it's just a great message from a great coach, someone who's been through many battles in the PBA, in the UAAP, and in many leagues. And it's just amazing how he is such a good motivator. And props to his whole squad here and his whole team for doing what they did in Cambodia. All right, and here in this particular clip, I'm not sure you can hear everything that's happening here, but it's clear that the players are frustrated. You see Alman Vosotros, he can't even focus. They're looking for Joseph Eriobo, who obviously is frustrated also after the loss. And here, Alman Vosotros is actually saying they're not playing Cambodia. I think it's his way of saying that we didn't play against a Cambodian team. Like, again, say what you want, but in the vacuum of this tournament, it was Cambodia we played, and they beat us in that gold medal game. But still, nothing to be ashamed of for these guys. They played their hearts out, and great tournament for our 3x3 guys. So for the women's team, really really good as well. They lost to Vietnam on a last gasp. I think it was even overtime winning shot from Vietnam. In that very first game, they bounced back against Thailand, the defending champions, and Laos, drubbing them 21-6. Then bouncing back against Thailand, the defending champions, 14-8. So very very good performance from the Philippines. Their reward for finishing second in Group A was facing Cambodia in the semifinals. Cambodia just bulldozed through all their opponents, so beating Malaysia by 12, beating Singapore by 9, and then beating Indonesia by just 1 point. So there, semifinals, we beat Cambodia on a game-winning layup from Avril Bernardino, who was absolutely amazing in that game. And man, that was a great game from the Gilas women. And I really thought they would take that momentum and beat Vietnam in the gold medal match. But this Vietnam team, remember, before the SEA Games, these ladies were already the Asian Tour champions. And last year in Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if they won third. Last year, was it second? I'm not too sure if they won second or third last year. They were second last year, so they're, I think, pretty much the same team. So Vietnam deserved the win. Their Gonzaga twins, the Truong twins, Kaylee and Kaylin, played really well in this tournament, and Philippines I think we just ran out of gas in that gold medal match. The semifinals win over Cambodia probably took away too much energy already from our ladies, from our girls, but they still played splendidly. An amazing finish for them, bringing home the silver after not finishing on the podium last year. Tremendous achievement from our girls. So Jack Animam, Avril Bernardino, Janine Ponteos, Mika Cacho, they were amazing to watch in this tournament. And I hope that we continue to do well in that aspect as well. And I certainly hope that when they play in the 5x5, I'm not sure if about Mika, but I'm pretty sure that Jack, Avril, and Janine are going to be in that final 12 for the 5x5 tournament, that they beat the crap out of everyone in that tournament. I think Cambodia is going to be tougher there, but I think we're going to be tougher there as well. So here's that, we settled for that silver against Vietnam with the Truong sisters, the twins, just playing really, really well. But we still beat Cambodia. I don't think a lot of people expected us to. I certainly did not, to be quite honest. I felt like maybe Cambodia would be too big and too athletic, too physical, but we actually beat them really, really in a really exciting game. But still, props to these ladies. They played really well, deserve nothing but our utmost respect. And we'll see if Vietnam can repeat in 2025. The Thais surely are going to pull out all the stops to win the gold at home in 2025, but I'm pretty sure that our ladies are going to be prepared as well. So congratulations to both our 3x3 teams. I'm sure both feel a bit disappointed because they're not going home with gold, but again, they're improved. They've improved from how they finished last year, from bronze to silver in the men's area, and then from not finishing on the podium to finishing with silver for Gilas Women 3x3. And moving ahead, we're going to talk about Cambodia and what's happening with the eligibility. And eventually, we're going to look ahead to the 5x5. Is what's happening in Cambodia going to make a difference? In 5x5, is Cambodia going to beat Thailand and Indonesia in their group and eventually win gold medal? Will they beat Gilas? Will Gilas beat them? We'll see. That will be for our next couple of episodes. So just watch out for that. As always, if you liked our discussion today, then you should like our future topics and discussions as well. Hit like and subscribe. As always, we'll spotlight some fan comments because we value what you guys think. Our next episode drops tomorrow, so watch out for that. Mabuhay ang Philippine basketball. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Again, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed creating it. So don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Also, feel free to leave a comment because we love that engagement. And who knows, maybe your comment might be featured next. You can also read my stuff on clutchpoints.com, Tiebreaker Times, and of course, FIBA.basketball. Follow me on Twitter at Hoopnut or Instagram at The Hoopnut for more content and updates. Until next time, keep betting on yourself, shooting your shot, and seizing the moment. Mabuhay ang Philippine basketball.